Okay, just for fun, I thought I'd get a bit of duct tape, stick some fishing line to an egg, and then support it from a small steel cable. Okay, now we all know what this is about. If you can imagine, this is monochromatic and green. Have a look at the terrain, which is the carpet. Okay, so the helicopter comes along. The light is more above the egg here than off to the left hand side, so it's casting a shadow below it rather than off to the right. Oops, the egg can roll, and if I take the cable back the other way, you can see the two bits of fishing line there. Looks a lot like the irrefutable evidence presented by Ross Coulthart, doesn't it, of extraterrestrial an extraterrestrial vehicle being recovered. I don't know, some people really. I mean, I don't know if you can see that. It's a very small, it's a 2mm steel rope. And I've just put a bit of heat shrink on the end. I just looped a bit of fishing line around an egg, then put a bit of duct tape on it. Obviously it's not done with as much care as the one in the monochromatic video. But in the monochromatic video we only get 12 seconds worth, don't we? So helicopter's coming along. Waka 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 waka, and it lowers the egg to the ground. You can see the fishing line looped around the egg there, and the egg will then roll slightly, and then the cable comes away to the left, and you can see the two bits of fishing line going to the egg, just as you can in the green video. Looks a lot like it, doesn't it? If I do that, you can see the two bits of fishing line going to the bottom of the 2mm steel cable. That's a bit of heat shrink sleeve on the bottom, just holding the fishing line to the steel cable. So make it a little bit bigger, can we? And you can see that carpet, it's not in very good condition actually, that carpet, but if that was green, if this was just a monochromatic image with a green tint, that is going to look very, very much like our extraterrestrial spacecraft being recovered. Yeah, I didn't put enough tape on that, but you can see that it rolls, and you can see that I can take the rope off. Let's just get it around the other way. There we go. Like that, and you can see the two bits of fishing line going to the end of the steel rope, just as you can in the extraterrestrial craft recovery. I'm probably not going to be able to tint it green, but you get the drift. This is a hard-boiled egg. It's one that I shall be eating tomorrow morning, along with its sister ship. So just imagine I used a little more tape there, so you could see both sides of the sling, if you like, on top of the egg. As it rolls, it would roll. Obviously a lot more of the egg would be covered if I'd put a bit more tape on it, just as the sling in the video. And then as the helicopter moves across to the left, you get exactly that effect with that sort of stiff bit at the end of the cable, with the two bits of fishing line there. So I reckon that's a reasonable. I think that's a reasonable facsimile of what we saw. There we go. So this is a visitor from the planet Omelette. Actually, this one isn't. This one's hard-boiled. I didn't want to take any chances. As you can see, it's about 20 feet long, and it's being lowered. Now, this is bear in mind, this is an extraterrestrial spacecraft. You know, it's a very precious cargo, and it's being lowered onto the ground. You can lower it onto the ground. There's no airbag there to protect it. There's no staff there to guide it onto the airbag. And of course, if this was real, this would be in the Los Alamos car park, so they can take it straight in to be analysed by those rather clever chaps, the boffins at Los Alamos National Labs. Yeah. So what do I think? I reckon that alien spacecraft recovery, I reckon the recovered alien spacecraft was delicious, personally. And there we have it. There we have it returning to the returning to the upper atmosphere. Yeah. Okay. Seems to me a rather long line as well. 150-foot steel cable all the way down to the surface down there. I'll just zoom in a bit actually on that terrain behind it. Yeah. So it looks a lot like it, doesn't it? It looks a lot. If you can imagine that being monochromatic green. Monochromatic green. Yeah. I mean, it's almost as bad as a Thunderbird's production, isn't it? Really. There we go. No offence to Thunderbirds, some of that is excellent. I saw some special effects where they blew up an oil refinery or something absolutely spectacular. Showed them doing it and it was going pop, 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 pop. And then when they showed it, once it had all the sound effects added, it was completely believable. Okay, well I reckon that's a wrap. FAB. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. As always, if you've struggled through the video all the way to this point, it's only a short one, 7 or 8 minutes, thank you very much for watching. Look at the background, how similar it is. Imagine that in green. Imagine the tape wrapping around the egg a little more than it actually does. 2 bits of fishing line, bit of the steel cable there. Yeah, I reckon that's how that was done. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll catch you again.